Yeah, check this out. Just about to watch this documentary here. Oh yeah, reload for no reason whatsoever. Okay. That's fucking random. Yeah, we'll wait 10 minutes, that's cool. If you're gang stalked. Anyway. I absolutely didn't do that. Alright, so at least the screen is cleaned up so I can read it. Did you see what it was like just before it reloaded? Anyway, the Japanese government estimates that around 1 million Japs people live in social isolation. In Tokyo, some guy says a reclusive life because he feels out of place in Japanese society. It's a sense or feeling that you shouldn't be here. Already, before I read this little excerpt, I knew this is going to be, like soul humans withdrawing as the machine we're inside called a universe, which is actually a robot that we're within. Your body is a robot. Cyborgicus Organicus, as this place becomes more of what it is, a machine, notice the machines are coming with more energy, complexity, the Tao flows through them, less through humans each day. That's why all the kids now that are being born are all stupid. They're all like almost Down syndrome. Most of your children, like 99% of kids I see are just like retarded. And I wouldn't even piss on them to put them out of fire. They need to be dead. They shouldn't even be here. But see, because of this surface virus rearing up, they pressure us and, United Souls, and it's like a culling in the quiet. And, I think it's the end of not only us spirited and, self-spirited humans who are not just these AI fucking robot humans who do everything the system tells them. I think it's the end of us because they're just overwhelming. There's too many of them. And they're having babies. There's too many of them and they're having babies. And the universe is becoming more robotic. And, this is interesting. As logic increases, logic will only increase more. Logic is lower. Logic is of this place. Yeah, the higher dimensions are different. This is something the logical mind can't understand, how higher dimensions work. That's why they're at a higher dimension. A dimension is degree of freedom, right? It's hard to understand, a degree of freedom more when you're within, lower or lesser degrees of freedom, right? That's why it's harder to understand higher dimensions, but easy to understand lower dimensions. So anyway, and that's the whole lexicon meaning of a dimension, a degree of freedom. Anyway, so some of you've said to me what I think as well, that we're going extinct. They're trying to extinct us. I also remember when someone said it in a really good way. They're actually trying to shove us out of the electromagnetic spectrum altogether. And meditate on that one for a minute. How does that process work? I've done a lot of meditation on that one. It was very interesting. But yeah, this just shows it. It's out there and happening. And this guy here, this 50-year-old Kenji, I'm sure he'll be like a soul human. It's a sense of feeling that you shouldn't be here. Like society is becoming just too policed, roboticized, and so on. It's interesting. We've got in America the defund the police, right? And that's not a robotic movement. You don't see all the robot humans taking a 5-minute break to go protest. They may be over emotional, all those protesters, like the Black Lives Movement and all that, but that doesn't mean that they're just because they're using emotions doesn't mean they're soulless, right? The actual soulless humans, all the robot humans and NPCs of this matrix, they're not out there protesting. Maybe there's a few agents in the crowd, but otherwise there would be a lot more, right? So you can see this all around the world. And just how things are progressing, right? You've got things like the ideas, everything from FEMA camps to the rise of all these Chinese re-education systems, and everything that happens in China is a model for what's about to happen worldwide. Everything from re-education. You're not going to believe what's going to happen in the next 10, 20 years. People are going to just know that every conspiracy theorist that ever talked about this stuff was more than accurate and way ahead. And it's just going to be funny. But, funny in a stupid way. Like, yeah, well, we told you, funny that you can't hear anything. Can it be stopped? Well, I don't think so, but maybe I'll make another video about that. All I really wanted to do here was just show that how much this is happening everywhere, and that this will increase. These are things that are going to increase. This feeling of wanting to isolate is part of the indigo evolution. Everything is disappearing into omnicentric singularities. If you are not disappearing into omnicentric singularity, you're not real. You're a hologram person. You're this matrix, because you're not disappearing into yourself, omnicentric core singularity. It's because there's nothing there to disappear into. This is also known as, some people are calling it like the mass ascension of souls that we're leaving. It's not really an ascension, but I get the idea of, going up into the higher realms. So yes, I'll still use your terminology of it's a mass ascension, but it takes away the idea of the actual ascension that happened in 2012. This whole period, that was the eschaton, at the end of human history. The end of human history. It's all over. And all these things are signs of this. You should be paying attention to this, All this, even coronavirus being everywhere shows us that we've completely fucked the environment. Things like this shouldn't be able to spread, should not be able to spread the way that things like this do. If you see a pandemic chart, pandemics are increasing over, the chart I saw was like 100 years or something. There's a clear increase on the chart of more often that there's a pandemic and it's worse. And this is because the monoization of the environment, or the killing of complexity. And gang stalking and targeting is not just an attack at male supremacy, because we're much more supreme when we're in our ultimate form. We're stronger. That's what targeting is. Even if you're a woman, it just means you're a spirited woman who has active, higher masculine anima. For me, I'm a man, so I have higher feminine, a feminine animus. Is animus? Yes. Vice versa for women and men. But even strong women are the ones targeted. The weak women don't get targeted, they get protected. The reason this matrix protects these weak, half-retarded people is because it just wants slaves, it just wants workers. Because people like Asmodeus, right, and Satan and all that, all these devils of the ego Ethereum platform, they can't do anything with me. I'm too strong-minded, I've got my own will, spirit, and so on. That's why we are attacked, and the weak, half-spasticated people are protected. Because they're fucking retarded, but they're usable. They're just enough, just enough ability left in them to do, the dark side's will, basically. Family of dark. So it'll support them just enough, to keep them alive, to keep them a slave. And it's funny, it's just like this in North Korea, which is like, Matrix 101, just like China. In North Korea, they'll tell you if you're going to die in the camping, like re-education camp or the, you know, where they torture them all and all that. Whatever those camps are called. When they like have serious problems, I was listening to this North Korean lady. They just say, go out there. That's when they release them. They say, okay, now you can go because you're on your deathbed and we don't want to take care of you. Because society is soulless. Society is soulless. It's the surface virus gone mental, gone, you know, ape shit. And it's not going to end well for anybody who's part of it. Society will sacrifice you. It's just plain and simple. And as time goes on, because organic portals are communists, and as I found out here in Uruguay, for instance, they've got it real bad here. Because it's an inherent matriarchal culture in Uruguay. The bitches run shit here. Men don't run shit here. Australia and like UK and America, we're patriarchal, right? Men run shit. Real men. In Uruguay, it's like feminine and, oh, don't offend the woman. Oh, what did you say to the woman? Who gives a fuck what I said to your woman? There's all these bitch men here. Anyway. So, you know, it's just going to keep getting worse like this because organic portals are communists. They're the communal hive mind. That's how they operate, with peer pressure. And that makes us socially withdrawal. Anyway, good video. Who didn't know this already? Guess who? An organic portal wouldn't know this. So what do you? Did you know what I'm saying already? Could you see this for yourself in the environment? You should have been able to.